Welcome, adventurers. Today we're going to turn a bunch of junk here into, well, this thing. I think I'm going to call it a power relay when I'm done, because it kind of looks like something you might see like that. Now, you've seen this piece before. I used it in another build that was not dissimilar to this one. Wait till the end to see what I mean. But I wanted it to fit over this, well, old light cover. My new job affords me the opportunity to have even more different components than I used to have. Now here I'm using a piece of cardboard to trace out the angle, so I don't have to, use a lot of complicated stuff to do it, so I can cover up gaps and whatnot with pieces of chipboard that, I tend to drop, because why wouldn't you? A little super glue and some Dremel tool action, and not in that order. And we stick it onto the side of the light box. Those custom pieces of cardboard I cut out, covering the gaps, another one covering the top to make it a platform. And bada bing, it's a thing on a thing. Now I wanted some pipes. The clear plastic thing actually comes off the top of those kind of Glade plug-in, like air freshener things. I like my house to smell nice, so I use those. And of course the children's pipes. More of that special technique with cardboard. Now, I'm going to glue on the pipes, but unfortunately, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't recording, and I found out when I knocked over my phone and accidentally turned on the recording when I did that. So if you want to see more of that, like, share, subscribe, and of course, go to Patreon. And when I was getting more super glue, I found this guy hiding in my truck. Don't worry, I released him back into the wild. He's living happily, or at least was last I saw him, on a tree. So, lots more super glue, because you need that. You've seen me use these before. They come on 6-packs of beer and ciders and things like that, and I wanted that one, and originally thought to put it on top, but decided to go on the side. These are inserts that I've collected over the years from adult beverage bottles, a scrap piece from an earlier build from like 2 years ago, sprue stuff from a plastic cabinet that I didn't buy the cabinet, but I had the sprues. Now this thing is neat. It looks kind of like a bolt, but isn't. It's a tube for storing little medical devices in. These are ampules for not test tubes, but for sample taking. And of course a pipette. Man, I just built all kinds of stuff out of random crap. Now that's what kind of looks like now. And of course, primered, is here we are there. The door on the side, by the way, is something you've seen in other videos I've done. These were off prints that I used to make doors on the sides of this. Of course, I'm going red, faded. I'm using a intentionally diluted paint to give it a more faded, weathered look. Green for the oxygen-like tanks on the top. Blue, kind of an olive green, and a white for these pipes. Again, going with thin coats of paint because I want it to look aged. Of course, black for metal stuff, because why not? And little elephant gray for the concrete platform it kind of sits on. Yellow for the racing stripes. Hazard stripes, obviously, but, caution. Always use caution when racing or around large things that look like they might be dangerous. Kind of light country gray for the doors. There's one on the side and one on the end. That metallic bronze for part of this thing on the side here. Maybe it's a vent or, power distribution connections. I don't know. The thing on the side that looks neat. Then, of course, silver and my pickled pepperoncinis that have obviously turned black from age. A little dry brushing with some more country gray using an old chip brush because it's stiff enough and allows me to hit the tips there. And a little more silver to highlight after I did that. Gold for more highlighting. I'm not a master solderer by any stretch, but I'm doing electrical and I needed longer wires. So solder wire covers that are heat shrinked, like so. Run those through the 100mm pipettes that I have on the sides, kind of like antennas. A little 9-volt power switch that I've also soldered everything to. Glued inside, and I glued it in such a way I could remove the battery cover thing. I'd like to thank my patrons, HM Girl Potpourri, Ryer Tonic, Idiot Luggage, and of course my legendary character, LAJ, without whom's help much of this couldn't be done. Now, the finished look. I think it turned out pretty neat. There it is, rotating away so you can get all the sides. Some more still shots, because I know how you love those sexy still shots. Or at least I pretend that you do, because I take them, and you know, it's at the end where most of you don't even get to, I think. But they're there nonetheless. Lots and lots of. Now you can see with the light on. More of it with the light on. Again, from a different angle. But yet another angle with miniatures this time. Now I turned off all of my ambient lighting, so there's just a little light coming from the window, which I thought actually made it look a lot better. And here's the last lighted project I did, which is this plasma reactor thing that I built using some similar components. An action shot, which was bad, and of course the two of them in comparison. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I want you to go have an adventure in crafting.